YouTube. Yo, like yeah, if you're watching this, you already seen. I mean, first off, you're new to the channel, you know. Hi, Rick here. You feel me? But if you've been here, you already know. I previously watched Beyblade. Channel almost got taken down because of Burst. You know, Burst literally almost hold my channel. Blah blah blah. But I watched the video like. I don't know when it's gonna drop on YouTube, so I can't really say when. But I watched a video recently about Beyblade. Beyblade was a masterpiece, and I ain't gonna lie, that Loki got me in the mojo of like Beyblade stuff. I was like, hold up, Beyblade was actually like out of all the starter animes that I'm currently watching as of right now, you know, Pokemon right now at this point in time, I'm literally on Advance. Just got done with Johto, but I know Pokemon is probably going to end up being my favorite starter. But as a starter anime for Pokemon 11 and Pokemon 11 Bakugan, I haven't watched Yu-Gi-Oh yet. I mean, I dibble dabbled a little bit in 5DS, but not done with it. But and Beyblade Metal and all right, let's say Beyblade Metal and Burst, because Beyblade Burst and Metal, they got beef with each other for some reason. I don't understand. But in them terms, for all of them starter animes, I ain't gonna cap, Beyblade Metal is by far one of my favorite starter animes that we watched on this channel. For real. I haven't watched Yu-Gi-Oh yet, so I can't put Yu-Gi-Oh on that list though. But for real. So and ever since I watched that video, I've just been like, I've been like, damn, this shit was good. It was a good watch. No cap. I'm not going to cap to you, even though that first season was hard to get into. Like the first quarter part of the beginning was hard to get into. It was after that. Beyblade, I wasn't bored watching Beyblade. I was actually hype. I'm not going to cap to you. But we got this video here. The rise and fall. Beyblade Metal, complete history of every generation. So I'm guessing he's talking about like season 1, 2, 3. Metal Masters, Metal Fury, and Metal Fusion. And we'll just see if we'll just see, you feel me? Shout out to Crimson Rot.
Remember Beyblade Metal? That era when the world seemed to spin faster than the tops themselves. It was the peak of the franchise, where even physics gave up trying to explain how a spinning top could summon a giant dragon or destroy a mountain with a
I'll be telling, bro, I don't even know what type of, I'm not one of them like power scalers or whatever, but I don't know what type, because they was going against gods. They was going against gods of their verse. They was destroying mountains. This man Jingo is generally literally sending his Pegasus to the fucking galaxy, to the Milky Way or whatever. He was doing shit like that. I don't even know what type of shit they like. What's their power scaling, bro?
Well-timed launch. Yeah, it was beautiful. It was insane. And
is this HD, brother?
For a moment, we truly believed Ginka was the new Goku of the toy universe. It was insane, and for a moment, we truly believed Ginka was the new...
Ginka? You talking about Jenga? Oh, hell nah.
New Goku of the toy universe. But like all good things, it didn't last. Season after season, the whole thing went downhill faster than a flea market knockoff Bay. They swapped out characters, messed up the plot, and just when we thought, well, at least we still have Ginka, they pull a main character switch. Seriously. Like, no...
Oh, wait. I thought he was... Okay, I ain't gonna lie to you. Normally when they end up switching the main cast or whatever, I'm okay with this. In this case, Shogun compared to Metal, compared to the whole Metal 3 seasons, that shit was buns. I'm not gonna cap to you. And I watched Shogun, so I can say that. But what are we talking about? What are we talking about? Metal Fusion? Out of all three of them, this must be sales in the toys. This got to be sales in the toys, because out of three of them, me personally, I'm taking both of the second and third season over Metal Fusion, dead ass. Like, I'm telling you right now, I literally almost quit Beyblade Metal Fusion because of that first half. That first half alone, I literally almost quit Beyblade in general.
Nobody would notice. Like we were supposed to just accept Zyro as the new legend. Bro, not even his Beyblade respected him. In this video, we're gonna remember both the glory days and the cringeworthy downfall of Beyblade Metal. From the first battle many of us ever watched, to a final season that felt like a rushed fanfic written by clueless writers. This is the rise and fall of Beyblade Metal.
Yeah, he's talking about Shogun. We can't have new MCs. I'm not going to cap though. The Shogun compared to Metal, bro, with Jenga, Ryuga, and Kyoya. I'm not going to cap. Ryuga was the important part in Beyblade. Whatever anybody says, Ryuga was damn near the most important part of Beyblade in general. He was a very essential part. Literally, every time I put Ryuga as a thumbnail, you see everybody flaking over to that video. It came to the point where every time even if he didn't have no importance in that episode, I had to put him in a thumbnail just because people flaking to the video because they're like, oh, Ryuga, hold up, let me see this video. Like, dead ass, that's how important this man was. But I mean, other than that though, Shogun, the characters wasn't interesting as the main series. I can't even cap, and I genuinely was trying to fuck with it, dead ass.
The first season, Beyblade Metal Fusion, is a spectacle of screaming, crazy spinning, and rivalries that make soap operas look like kindergarten. Right off the bat, we meet our main character, Ginka Hagane.
Oh my god.
Sounds like an anime band.
Ginka.
He's the classic hero. Mysterious, strong, with a tragic past, and a sense of justice that would slap Batman across the face. He arrives in town and immediately throws down against the Face Hunters, a gang of Beybladers who look like they should be
this was a crazy first episode.
Then we meet the crew that makes everything click. Kenta, kind of the squad mascot, always eager to help, but gets beat up.
Kenta, the annoying ass nigga, until like, what season did he started becoming less annoying, bro? Was it? I think it was season 2, because season 2 he became less annoying because he wasn't in it, and then season 3 that's when he earned his rep, and then he was like, oh shit, hold up, this nigga tough. On season 3.
Video game controller, Madoka, the genius mechanic who fixes bays like your mom fixes the Wi-Fi, and Benki, who starts out as a villain's henchman, but becomes the big cuddly bear of the group. And of course, our green-haired, lion-eyed king, Kyoya Tadagami.
Kyoya!
Now that's a real rival. The guy's a beast with charisma, a combat genius who turns every duel into a world championship final. When he fights Ginka, it sparks testosterone.
Yo, bro, I'm getting sick of saying that shit, bro. That Ginka shit is dead pissing me off.
And Mike screaming madness. But nothing, and I mean nothing, compares to the true god of chaos.
Say it.
Ryuga, the man, the myth.
I don't even like how he said Ryuga, but that boy Ryuga.
The Beyblade devil himself. He shows up riding the Forbidden Bay, lightning El Drago, and starts sucking energy from his opponents like he's playing Kirby in real life. Ryuga doesn't scream, doesn't flinch, he just destroys. He doesn't defeat people, he crushes hope. Some battles made it look like he was about to kill someone with pure
You see, I ain't gonna lie. Every single time somebody's talking about this man Ryuga, every flick they use just make him look so hard, dead ass.
His hope. Some battles made it look like he was about to kill someone with pure evil.
For all the starter animes that I watched, for all the starter animes that I'm watching currently, bro, I have yet to find somebody that's near this nigga level. No cap. Like when I say level, I mean like when I'm like, oh my god, he's here. Like, oh my fucking god. Like, I haven't met anybody on this man level yet in these starter animes that I'm currently watching. That's what these animes are missing right now, bro.
Aura. The man is a force of nature, and when he fights Kyoya, that's like Goku versus Broly, serious edition. Kyoya gives it his all, but
that's a valid take.
He's just on another level. It's unreal. And let's not pretend we weren't all low-key shipping Ginka and Madoka, right?
Y'all was shipping them? When y'all was younger, y'all was shipping them?
soft tension, those glances, her worrying about him pretending not to notice. They're the kind of couple the anime never confirms, but the fan base already married, baptized their kids, and made a graduation album.
No.
They're the ultimate almost couple, giving us hope and frustration.
The ultimate almost couple.
You see Ginka jumping off cliffs to save people, and Madoka fixing his bae like she's healing a broken heart. The perfect pair that the anime was too chicken to make canon. The big climax is the Battlebladers tournament.
I'm telling you, when I'm watching these animes, bro, I'm not thinking about any type of fucking ships. I'm not gonna count to you, unless it's like, technically Beyblade is a sport anime, and sport animes technically is like a sport anime low-key, not really, but kind of really. But in them type of animes, I'm not thinking about no type of ships, dead ass.
That's when everything goes wild. Ginka rises like a true shonen hero, but when he faces Ryuga, the heat turns up. It's good versus evil. Pegasus versus El Drago. Heart versus...
Oh my god, why El Drago? Why is he saying it like this, bro?
Ginka fights until he's got nothing left, and even when it looks like he's down for good, he finds strength in his friends, his long-lost
plot
dad.
armor.
Yep, that's a thing. And the narrator yelling himself hoarse. And in the end, Ginka wins. He takes down the monster. He frees the world from darkness.
Yeah, this battle was pure plot armor. He should never even won. Dead ass. Jenga dead, should have never even won. I don't care. Whenever I do a list for frauds, Jenga is gonna be on that fraud list, bro. He's gonna be on the fraud list. He gets carried by the plot. No, I don't care. But it's the power, it's the will, it's the strength he has with his bae that makes his bae. Shut up. That's why Kyoga, Ryuga, Tsubasa, you know, they're goats.
All by spin.
I'm putting Masamune. People gonna put Masamune as a fraud. I can't deny it, but I blame that on the show. People, they be holding them. I'm still on that point part where that girl's like behind you, and then he said, huh? Okay.
A holographic sticker covered top. Beautiful. In the end, this season is an emotional roller coaster, full of great characters, iconic villains, epic rivalries, and that I need more feeling that later seasons never quite delivered. It's nostalgic, it's insane, and yes, it's real Beyblade. From the time when we believed a spinning top might summon a real dragon. My rating, a solid 10. From an amazing protagonist to a true villain who feels genuinely threatening. The kind that makes you believe the hero might actually lose. This season is incredible because
and he did. I'm not counting that first one, bro. I'm not counting that first one. The first one, Ryuga wasn't even in control, but then at the same time, Jenga wasn't gonna win that bitch, bro. He generally wasn't gonna win that bitch.
Creates that fear, that tension. It's unforgettable. The second season of Beyblade Metal is where the series basically says, let's get serious now, and actually delivers. The story revolves around a global tournament with teams representing different countries, like a World Cup, but with tops that blow up the ground. And while the spotlight shines...
To me, Beyblade started going crazy when they started introducing like modes. That shit was so hard to me. I was like, hold up. That little something that I think Beyblade needed. When they introduced that mode shit, I was like, yeah, this hard. Okay, that's literally something different and something that literally goes with it and you're not complaining. I fucked with the mode switch is heavy.
Right on names like Ginka and Ryu.
I don't think it was it this season or was it the third season when they started doing the mode switches? What season was it?
There are three characters who prove
it was the third one, wasn't it?
Real battle happens inside. And no,
that was the third one?
This isn't some life coach speech. We're talking about Tsubasa Otori, Zeo Abyss, and Julian Konzern. Tsubasa starts off with that mysterious vibe, the kind of guy you just know is hiding trauma in his back pocket. He was actually undercover in Dark Nebula, spying for the WBBA to bring the evil group down from within. Brave? Yes. Reckless? Definitely. Because when he decides to face off against Ryuga, he ends up getting consumed by El Drago's power and only survives thanks to Phoenix stepping in. But the damage is done. From that point,
if y'all know, Tsubasa is my favorite character. Besides Ryuga, he's my favorite character. I ain't gonna, bro. Tsubasa was that guy. When Yo, bro.
Spirals into a dark possession arc, starts hearing voices, loses control
Yes.
in battles, becomes the kind of blader even teammates are scared to team up with.
Yes.
Throughout the tournament, he fights it, but the more he resists the darkness, the more it grows. Until finally, we get one of the season's most philosophical fights, Tsubasa versus Dark Tsubasa.
This is my favorite moment of Beyblade in general. This is hand down my favorite moment of Beyblade in general. If I had to do ratings for the season, it goes second, third, first. Second, third, first. Second being the favorite one because of Tsubasa right here. Tsubasa alone. Oh my god, bro. Tsubasa went crazy.
Conflict worthy of a redemption arc finale.
And then one thing I do, and then when I got to Burst and I started hearing people saying who they started comparing. They started comparing because look, first off, Beyblade went so crazy that literally, I mean, I don't even want to go like this is not me bashing Burst because the Burst people are like blah 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 dick ride before they start doing this. But I remember fucking Tsubasa crash out moment, dark side moment, whatever you call it, and they did that in Turbo, and they did it with the main character in Turbo, and they said, and then people was like, what you call it moment was better than Tsubasa's. I'm like, you gotta be a little ass jit, bro. You gotta be a little ass jit, or you just gotta be like you oh my god, bro. Because I don't even know how we're comparing them to how we're comparing Tsubasa crash out dark side to fucking Igers, whatever his name is, bro. His shit, Iger shit was cool. Iger shit was cool and shit. But Tsubasa shit, he was going through mental crisis. Fuck's we talking about? And his shit wasn't dragged. Iger shit was dragged. His shit was dragged for mad long. And then it's like I forgot how it concluded, but Tsubasa shit, how his shit concluded with him accepting. How did Tsubasa his shit ended with him with his shit accepting and shit, whatever. His shit, hands down, his shit wasn't dragged. His shit was perfectly executed. His conclusion was perfectly executed. Though mental crisis and shit, his was more than just Bay. His shit was like him throwing the chair and shit, crashing. Nah, Tsubasa shit, hands down, the best crash out moment. And then I hate when people bring up Burst and saying their shit is better. No, bro, you gotta be a little ass kid, and you gotta be a little ass kid. End of the story. Dead ass, just like that.
Redemption does come with help from his friends and a solid boost from Ryuga, who's been down that dark road himself. Tsubasa overcomes his inner chaos.
Yeah, and then how Ryuga even came in that bitch, and then Ryuga, oh my god, come on, bro.
Solid boost from.
And then people gonna be like, I'm glazing Tsubasa shit, but his shit was genuinely so fucking good. His shit was genuinely so fucking good. No cap. As somebody who watches a lot of anime, I fucked with his shit heavy. His shit by far was, for these type of animes, his shit by far was good as fuck.
From Ryuga, who's been down that dark road himself, Tsubasa overcomes his inner.
Oh yeah, Shu had one too. Yeah, people was glazing the Shu shit too. Like, oh my, yo, Shu shit was hard, but Shu shit is nobody. Literally, Tsubasa shit is on a different level. Tsubasa shit is up here, and then everybody else's is down here in their dark moments. Dead ass. Like, what are we talking about? Well, what are we talking about, bro?
Accepts who he is and unleashes his new move, Shining Tornado Buster. From then on, he becomes a team cornerstone, reliable, powerful, and honestly more compelling than a lot of main characters.
on this team, he was dead. Like, he was tied with Jenga. He was either tied with Jenga or a little bit under him. I think he was stronger than Masamune. I think he was like the second. He was a little, actually he was probably like a little bit behind Jenga or tied, but he was probably the second. I'm probably say he was second. Jenga, plot armor on his side, but yeah, he was definitely stronger than Masamune.
out there. Now let's talk about Zeo Abyss, one of the most underrated characters in the whole saga. Zeo starts out as one of Masamune and Toby's best friends. The three of them dreamed of becoming top bladers until life threw a wrench in everything.
Oh yeah, that little shit was fire
left
too.
On a journey to find a cure, and Zeo was left behind, feeling useless, forgotten, and abandoned. That emotional cocktail, perfect recipe for disaster, resentment, jealousy, frustration, the whole deal. Then comes Hades Inc., with Dr. Ziggurat offering Zeo a shady deal. Join a project called The Arrangement, which turns bladers into living weapons. Zeo agrees, but only if they promise to save Toby.
That boy
Ziggurat
Damien
pretends to go along, but ends up turning Toby into an empty puppet called Faust. And Zeo has...
Oh yeah, I just remember. I didn't like the ending. I didn't like the ending for the second season though. I forgot how it ended. It ended with some like plot armor shit, didn't it? And I forgot how it ended. I think it ended differently in the manga, and how they ended in the manga was how I wanted it to end. And it was like Ryuga and Jinga struggling. It was just Ryuga and Jinga combining their forces together, but they were struggling to beat his ass. And then I forgot how they won, but they were struggling because I think in the anime, Ryuga just dead one-shotted, and it was just like, it's over.
No idea. Now, a powerful, modified blader with flame bixes, Zeo starts slipping into cold, mechanical detachment. But when he finds out what they really did to Toby, the guilt hits like a truck. He realizes he's been used, and all his efforts just made things worse. At his breaking point,
Jenga
Zeo faces Masamune. It's a
versus Toby, and they won
battle,
because of power friendship.
The hits come from the heart. Masamune tries to bring the old Zeo back with word, not just strikes. In the middle of the fight, Zeo starts to fall apart inside and realizes he's completely lost himself. In the end, he makes the choice to change. He turns against Hades Inc., helps free Toby, confronts Ziggurat, and reconnects with Masamune, and more importantly, with himself. Zeo didn't become
he was a good character. That arc with Masamune shit was fire. It was fire. That moment right here, hold on, let me see.
Makes the choice to change. He turns against
this shit right here. I don't remember exactly, but they was using like no talk, no jutsu, and then like it just stopped him. I think he just stopped completely. And then in the manga, I think it was literally Ryuga and Jinga going against him, and end up like they ended up winning, but like barely and shit, which how I think it should have went, bro. Cause literally, bro was supposed to be the strongest shit. We were seeing him. The shit he was doing was insane, and that shit genuinely was so that shit would have been so hard.
Hades Inc. helps free Toby, confronts Ziggurat, and reconnects with Masamune, and more importantly, with himself. Zeo didn't become a villain out of malice, but out of pain. And what makes him such a compelling character is that he pulls himself back. He isn't beaten by brute force. He's won over by his own heart. That's poetically beautiful, and that's exactly why I love this villain. And finally, Julian Konzern, the most human and misunderstood villain of the season. Rich, cocky, European, and the best blader in Europe, he enters the tournament like a CEO of victory.
They hold that man.
Comes in and shatters his ego with a single look.
That shit was crazy.
Ginga, loses his composure, and eventually he even loses the family fortune. He's forced to join the villains, gets absolutely wrecked by Damien, and ends up begging for the fight to stop.
The Ryuga shit was understandable. As soon as Damien came in that bitch and told him, then he say you sorry as fuck or some shit like that. Say you suck, nigga. Say you ass. And then he said, yeah, he's sorry. Yeah, I was like, oh, come on, Julian had his aura went from 100 to fucking 0 after Damien. Damien was genuinely hard as fuck though. This still the second? No, this still the second season.
Forced to join the villains, gets absolutely wrecked by Damien, and ends up begging for the fight to stop. It's rock bottom, but it's there, in the pain, that he finds himself again. With help from his friends and a reality check from Dashan, he learns that losing is...
Oh yeah, Daishan versus him was actually tough. Daishan was actually tough too.
part of the journey, and getting back up is what really makes someone a blader. Julian rebuilds himself. No arrogance, no status, just the will to be a better person. His redemption arc is beautiful, gives you chills. Tsubasa, Zio, and Julian, 3 different journeys, but with one thing in common. They all fell, they all fought, and they all came back stronger. My rating is a 9. Metal Masters didn't just deliver in.
I'm not going to talk shit about his rating. I rate my shit different because I watch hella other animes, and I generally can't give these shits a 10 and 9, because if I give these shits a 10, then I'm saying they're up there with fucking Attack on Titan, Naruto, Bleach, and all that other shit. So my ratings are different. That's why my ratings are completely different. But you know, I'm not even gonna, that's gonna be another video.
Insane battles. It gave us layered characters, real pain, and true redemption. And that, my friends, is what separates a good season from a memorable one. If the previous seasons of Beyblade Metal were about who had the sharpest bay and the biggest ego, the 3rd season, Metal Fury, throws the bucket, the stadium, and even logic out the window. This ain't let's solve this with a friendly battle anymore. It's either go all in or watch the world turn to cosmic dust.
He not lying, no, literally. No, that's the most accurate saying for this season, dead ass. Literally, no cap.
Season spins, pun may be intended, around the threat of Nemesis, the scariest and most destructive villain in the entire franchise. And that's saying a lot. Nemesis is known as the God of Destruction, an evil entity that had been sleeping for ages and was sealed in the past to prevent the end of the world. He represents the ultimate evil in the Metal Saga. His Beyblade, Diablo Nemesis, is described
oh my god.
as the ultimate evil in the Metal Saga. His Beyblade.
First off, bro, need to cut his nail. Second off, this shit just look creepy as shit, bro. Invader Zim has eyes, bro.
Diablo Nemesis is described as the most powerful and malevolent of all time. Nemesis doesn't want to conquer. He wants to erase everything from existence. Simple as that. Forget that stylish villain with a dark speed, a tragic backstory, who later regrets his actions and turns into a hero. What we're dealing with here is an ancient evil being, sealed centuries
evil
ago
just to be evil, bro.
Literally too dangerous. The universe itself was at risk.
Like I fuck with my villains who have a tragic backstory, and you see why they turn to a villains, but then I also fuck with my villains who are just evil just to be fucking evil. Like for instance, Majin Buu, or the nigga from JJK. Like I fuck with my villains who just evil for the love of the fucking game. They just, you know what? I want to fucking destroy shit. You know what? I want to kill that person just because I just want to kill that person. Like that shit do be hard sometimes. You feel me? Not everything needs a reason to be bad. Some niggas just bad just to be bad.
His existence. Kids would cry just from hearing his name. That's the level of threat we're talking about. He is awakened by a group called the Legendary Bladers of Destruction, led by Rago, who becomes the true wielder of Nemesis. Rago is a blader born with the mission to destroy the world and rebuild it from scratch. He's the main villain of the season. He's cold, ruthless, and truly believes that wiping everything out is necessary to create a new world. And that's when the most unexpected plot twist of the season hit. The return of Ryuga, the man, the myth, the legend. He comes back with the energy of someone who's only there because the world won't destroy itself, and still looks at you like he's doing you a favor. Still cold, arrogant.
But why did I say the return? Did something happen in season 2 for Ryuga? Nothing happened in season 2 for Ryuga.
The legend. He comes back with the energy of someone who's only there because the world won't destroy itself, and still looks at you like he's doing you a favor. Still cold, arrogant, and antisocial, but with a twisted sense of justice just enough to throw himself into the fight. Don't think he became best friends with Ginka? No. Ryuga jumps into the chaos because he knows that—
yeah, this shit, nah, I ain't gonna lie. You see, this is why this is also a contender with fucking season 2 because of Ryuga character development, bro. Ryuga changing this shit, especially with Kenta, was hard as fuck. Was generally hard. It was generally hard as fuck. And then the whole concept with the constellation and it coming into random, going to random bladers was so hard as fuck. The one thing I wish they did do with this season was the Masamune shit. And like, but before people be like, yeah, I agree with you, Reek. It should, the Wonder Constellation should have been and should have went to Masamune. No, I don't think that shit should have happened. I think Masamune would have kept on training and still been up there with them niggas by pure training, determination, and all of that. That's what I feel like should have happened to Masamune. That shit would have cleared him from the fraud shit, literally. But instead, he just gets clapped.
Stopping the end of the world depends on him. And seeing him, Ginka, Kyoya, and Tsubasa fighting together is
He was hanging in there with King until King literally transformed, and then then it was GG's. But when he was going against, like, think about it. If Masamune by determined, like on some Rock Lee shit, was just like I won't let this shit stop me, and kept getting better, and he was genuinely up there. I'm not saying as strong as them, being a non-constellation blader. That shit would have been peak, bro.
Watching a team of anti-heroes and rivals temporarily united.
Not saying up there with Jenga and Ryuga, but saying he's up there with the constellations, bro.
Fear of turning into cosmic dust. My god, it's insanely exciting. The alliance against Nemesis is one of the most epic things the franchise has ever delivered. It's a shame the script throws in astrology, prophecies, zodiac signs, star charts, and even end-of-the-world speeches. At times, it feels like you're watching a Beyblade battle narrated by a spiritual guru. But hang tight, because the ending is worth...
Fuck is he talking about? That shit was hard. Niggas can't read? Niggas can't sit there, read, and sit there and fucking take in. I feel like Beyblade. What was this season called? Was this Metal Fury? No, was Metal Fury the second one? Metal Masters. No, Metal Masters. Was this Metal Masters or Metal Fury? This is Metal Masters, I think. Metal Masters. I mean, it makes sense. I think so. But nigga, Metal Masters. No, it was Fury. Oh, Fury had literally one of the best. I think, in my opinion, one of the best. Actually, no, Fusion did, but I think Fury had the second best fucking startup episode for goddamn Beyblade, bro. Like the way that nigga, I forgot that one character, the one who had Anubis, the way he came in and was narrating that shit, I was just at the edge of my seat.
Every second. The fight against Nemesis is a visual and emotional spectacle. What happens is Nemesis absorbs the power of the 10 legendary bladers, including Ginka, Kyoya, Chris, Teethy, King, and others. He creates a vortex of destruction threatening to consume the entire planet. He fights all the heroes at once and easily defeats them all. He's practically invincible until Ginka receives the power of the other legendary bladers and upgrades his Bay to Samurai Pegasus. He literally made the impossible happen through the power of friendship. A blinding light explodes. Nemesis screams in agony.
This was indeed hard as fuck. You see, I don't like the whole. I'm low-key getting tired because I'm getting tired of watching the power of friendship animes and shit that we're currently kind of doing. But for this instant, this is where power of friendship is acceptable, because like, how the fuck is he about to beat this nigga who has all the powers of everything? So at this point, because it felt like a spirit bomb. So that's why this one was more acceptable. It felt like a spirit bomb.
And the world is saved by a threat.
Everyone give me your power!
Of an Oscar ending, complete with slow motion, emotional flashback, and a final scream that gives you chills.
King was hard.
Victory, but the kind of hard-fought victory that leaves scars. The truth is, Nemesis is the most powerful and apocalyptic villain in the entire Beyblade Metal franchise. More feared than Ryoga with El Drago, or even Doji himself. Final score, 8. A season with characters at their peak. Ryuga stealing the show with his badass redemption, and a villain who truly...
Nah, that redemption scene is so, like, that shit was generally hard as fuck. Like I said, my seasons, it go Masters, Fury, then the first one. The first one, I'm like, them couple of episodes leading, like, it was more, I feel like it was more highs. It was more highs in the Furies. It was more highs in the Metal. It was more iconic shit in the Metal. I mean, in Metal Masters and Fury than it is in goddamn Fusion. The Fusion beginning felt like a slice of life, and I just wasn't interested in that slice of life shit until it literally got hyped. Soon as Ryuga, like, the first episode was tough. But then the first episode, I think the Kiyoya shit too. But then like that little bit of slice of life shit that was in the beginning, even though it wasn't that much, it was just such a snooze fest. And I was just like, bro. And then they came back with the Ryuga shit, and I was like, ooh, and then I was interested. It's just that little segment of the slice of life shit, I just was not intrigued in it.
Really inspired.
And then the Mr. Crab, I forgot that crab shit. That shit had me mad as fuck.
Fear. Its only flaws are the overuse of mystical speeches and a pace that spins more
The finale though for Masters was just not it for me, but besides that, I still liked it.
Beyblades themselves. Still, it delivers everything a fan wants. Emotion, spinning top fights, and a heavy dose of the end of the world. The 4th season of Beyblade Metal, called Shogun Steel, is a breath of fresh air for the franchise. Here, the spotlight shifts away from Ginka, making way for Zyro Kuragana, the new hero who wields the Samurai Ifrit. I'll be honest, he doesn't have Ginka's legendary charisma or Ryuga's overwhelming screen presence, but
yeah,
he's also not a terrible character. It's definitely watchable and fun, especially if you enjoy the vibe of a rookie.
I mean, Jenga's generic, but he felt like if Jenga was generic, was below generic, bro. That's where he was. I'm not going to cap.
Is trying to prove his worth. The story takes place 7 years after Metal Fury and introduces an entirely new cast. Shinobu, Brothers Kite and 8 Ren Kurenai, Takanosuke Shishia, and we even get appearances from Benkei Hanawa and Madoka Amano.
I don't know why I remember this man, Tsubasa, wearing fucking... I don't even know what you call that shit, but with the swimming team people wear, and we seen Tsubasa at the beach wearing that, I was like, bro, what they do to my boy?
Now become more like luxury extras than central characters. The good thing is that everyone has cool designs and some really beautiful babes. Plus, the series tried to bring a good variety of personalities, even if not all of them work perfectly. This time, the villain is Sakyo Kurayami with his Ronin Dragoon.
They tried to make a Ryuga with this dude, but he was actually valid. I actually messed with this dude. I forgot how he ended though. I don't think I like this character conclusion, bro.
Really inspired by Ryoga, aiming for that dark rival with a mysterious Bay energy. I think Sakyo does have some charm, especially with his look and those lines full of wise aura.
Nah, he was tough.
It's impossible not to compare him to Ryuga and feel he doesn't quite reach the same level of
no.
Still,
he didn't. What the fuck was that Adventure Time scene? But he didn't bring it for surely, but for Shogun it was enough. Like he bought entertainment. Like when he was there in the scenes, I was actually excited. For Shogun, because Shogun itself was just, I was trying so hard to fuck with Shogun, but like I was just like, damn, I ain't gonna lie, this is where the series fall off for me.
Plays his role as the antagonist well and delivers some pretty interesting battles.
I don't like his conclusion either.
The main villain group is unfortunately one of the weakest points in the plot. They
had
everything to be a huge threat, but they end up feeling somewhat forgettable and without any major plan. It's a shame because if they had been explored better, the season could have been way more intense.
That's also true.
Shogun Steel brought some really good ideas that could have made it one of the greats in the franchise. The Synchrom system, which lets you combine 2 halves of bays to create stronger versions,
this is also true.
Innovation and visually stunning. The swaying stadium was also a bold move, changing the battle style and requiring different strategy. If the story and characters had gotten more development and screen time, this could have led to moments as epic as the original Metal Saga. The ending, unfortunately, feels rushed and lacks much impact, but it's not bad. You can still enjoy it if you get into the mood and don't expect a final battle.
You see, key word, if you get into the mood. I have to turn my brain off for a lot of these shows so I can actually like truly enjoy it. And that's when I start like when I turn like for like 11 for a lot of these shows, I got to turn my brain off and not take it like serious to where if I'm watching Bleach or watching like more animes, my cup of tea. But for Shogun, bro, I had my brain off and it was still kind of, I was forcing it. It just felt forced. That's why I was like, I was watching it. Whenever I feel forced when I'm watching a show, that's when I take breaks for them shits. Unless genuinely like Spectacular Spider-Man, I just didn't want it to end. It shows where I just don't want it to end. so it takes me a minute. But like there's also shows where I'm just like, damn, I'm forcing this bitch, and that's why I do it for like 11 for Chronostone for that midsection. For shows itself, like in general.
Level of Ginka versus Ryuga. In the end, I don't think Shogun Steel is bad at all. On the contrary,
Ben 10, Alien Force
season and even fun to watch. But for me, it doesn't come close to the greatness of the earlier Metal season. It's like a good spin-off, fun, enjoyable, full of great ideas, but without the same historical weight. My score is 7. Shogun Steel is a good season for Beyblade fans, with beautiful battles, interesting innovations, and a lighter tone.
My rating for this is low as shit.
Excitement as the original Metal Saga, and you'll enjoy it a lot more. And that's it, folks. This was the video about the rise and fall of Beyblade Metal, a series full of epic battles, powerful characters, and plot twists nobody saw coming. But don't worry, this is just the beginning. This video is part of a mini-series I'm making where I'll be talking about the rise and fall of every Beyblade that made history. So if you don't want to miss the upcoming episodes, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell so you don't miss a thing. And while you're at it, give the other videos on the channel a shot too. There's tons of cool and diverse content for everyone to enjoy.
I actually want to watch that Bakugan shit.
And I'll see you in the next video.
Before people say anything about this 11, we are not watching that 11 until I'm done with 11. But nah, fact, I ain't gonna lie, I don't disagree with him in a lot of these shits. I mean, other than the ratings, because like I said, if I give a show a 10, I'm putting that shit up there. I do know legends can coexist for surely, but if I give that shit a 10, I'm putting that shit up there with fucking Attack on Titan. I'm not putting that shit up there with Attack on Titan, and I'm not putting that shit up there with Naruto, Bleach. I haven't watched One Piece, but I feel like One Piece is gonna be up there on my fucking list. But yeah, I'm not that's gonna be a different video, but for surely Beyblade is, for me, is not a 10 or a 9. It's probably barely 8 or whatever. I'm strict with my ratings, but yeah. But now for the most part, other than the ratings, I agree with him. And then plus I don't got nostalgia to the shit. Like nostalgia adds mad factor to shit. But I agree with him with a lot of shit. But other than the ratings, I would generally go season 2, then season 2, then season 2, then season 3, then season 1. Season 1 being the weakest for me just because they had that, they have lows. Their lows is low for me for season 1, but they got their highs. But then the highs for season 3 and 2 was high. And yeah, it goes 2, 3, 1. But then I'm really thinking about it, and 3 could make a switch with 1, because 1, they did have their peak moments, but then like I'm remembering the 3's lows, but they probably interchangeable, but most likely I'm putting 3 second. But yeah, because I ain't gonna lie, that mode switch shit that they added in 3 was genuinely hard as fuck. So actually not 3 staying number 2 for me. But nah, I agree with most of the shits, for a lot of the shits he was saying about this shit. This shit was hard. Shout out to once again, shout out to Crimson Rock, you feel me? Tap into his shit, you feel me? Hold on, hit that like button. Tap into the shit if you want to see the original video. But nah, I ain't gonna lie, I'm bad. I'm gonna tap into his shit, because he got another he got a couple more Beyblade shit that I'm gonna see. I'm looking at his videos right now. I see Burst, or this is actually everything. I want him to drop the Burst shit. He dropped the Burst shit. We gonna be there for that Burst shit. So whenever he does drop that Burst shit, let me know, because I'm gonna generally watch that shit, and I'm actually gonna critique the Burst shit. And I am gonna watch some Burst shit for whatever you call it, because I'm in that Beyblade mood low key, bro. That other video that we watched, make sure you look at the Beyblade playlist. You should see it. That shit got me in the mood for Beyblade. I'm not gonna cap to you. But yeah, WVid, make sure you hit that like button, like, comment, subscribe, and I see y'all boys when I see y'all boys. We out here. Peace.